Hare Krishna, dear all. Today we will talk about the whole hue and cry about admitting your little one in a preschool. Well, today there's a lot of discussion going on internet or otherwise discussing that when should we send our little one to preschool, which preschool should we choose, should we go for a small preschool near our house, or should we go for a preschool that is run by big huge organizations. Okay, well, the decision will be yours finally. However, I would like to present certain views. The experience in the education field for over 14-15 years has given me certain perspective about the whole system, how it functions in and out. And to be very frank, that certain fundamental decisions even that we take are incorrect. Why they are incorrect? There are many reasons. But before we even take these points onto discussion front, let me just share a blog with you, since most of the Indian parents still look up to foreign views and foreign methodologies for teaching. Not only parents, even the whole Indian education system, which has been painted completely in and out by the Western thought process and philosophy, right from preschool to say at the college level. We need to certainly take a look at our value system, that exactly what we want to do, because what we do with the education system and with the young minds today is going to creep into the whole system that runs the nation. And where are we taking the nation tomorrow? What is our direction? What exactly are we going to do? Everything, whatever decisions we take about the education system must be in sync with that direction. And first of all, we also need to decide that what is the direction where we are taking the young citizens. So, of course, this is not within our reach, because this is for the government to decide. However, certain decisions, as far as we are concerned as parents or elders of young ones, certain decisions lie within our decision-making scenario. So here is a blog by Dr. Kristen Race, which she had posted in HuffPost, and the blog is titled "The Epidemic of Stressed Parents Raising Stressed Kids." Well, that stands true even for Indian parents today. So it was published somewhere on April 23rd, 2014. So she says, it's Monday, back to school, back to work, back to the hamster wheel. Pack the lunches, get one kid on the bus, the other ready for carpool, and make the early meeting on time. Get your daughter off her phone and on the bus. No time for breakfast yourself. Spilled coffee on your pants, racing out the door because it's your turn for carpool and school starts at 7:30. At least you will get to work on time. Bing, text from your daughter, forgot violin. Can you bring it? Mondays no longer mean back to work. It's back to work in the office. You have been answering emails all weekend, a few here, a few there. Your phone makes it so easy. So why doesn't it feel like you had a weekend at all? Once upon a time, the scenario would have read like a movie script for a situation comedy. Now it just reads like a typical Monday, you see. Generation X is all grown up. Far from the slackers we were reputed to be in our disaffected youth. In 2010, Generation X, those of us between the ages of 34 and 47, was identified as the most stressed out generation in America. If it were just us, that would be one thing, but as you may have noticed, there were more people involved in the scenario above than just you. For years, I have been talking about how stressed out parents create stressed out kids, developing what I call generation stress. Well, guess what? According to the 2013 Stress in America report, teens have taken over the throne as the most stressed people in America. The recently released report paints a picture of extreme stress and ineffective coping skills that appear to be ingrained in our culture. If it seems like things aren't the same for young people as when we were kids, that's because they are not. It starts young. really young. Depression and anxiety among elementary school students are rising. Nearly a third of high school students report feeling sad or hopeless. 1 in 5 school-age kids has a diagnosable mental disorder. 20% of our children. This kind of stress is incredibly dangerous to the point our kids' very lives are being threatened. Each year, about 1 in 16 seriously considers suicide, and approximately 1 in 13 attempts to take his or her own life. And she has written much more, giving more examples, giving more details. Please take time out to read this blog. Just Google and you will find it. But the point that I'm trying to make is this is not the condition of America. They have reached this condition after years of the same pattern that we are going through today. So it's not far that even our children will be facing the same stress. Stressed out parents we can see everywhere. But stressed out parents forget that they are passing on the stress even to their little one. And she's talking about elementary children. In India, there is more competition because there are more people. And there are more parents who, just share something with each other, who want to, show low the colleague or somebody else. And then they enter into an unwanted competition. And then eventually, they sow the seed of the same unwanted competition even in their children's mind. So they themselves are stressed and they pass down the same stressful genes to their children as well. And it is not only the parents, even the school. Please understand that bigger schools, if they are calling you for a preschool training for your child, and they are giving books 4,000 rupees just to your little one who is not yet three and a half, who is carrying a baggage of 4,000 rupees of books. First of all, children of such young age don't need books to study. Their minds are sharp enough to understand, to rehearse, to repeat whatever you say. Well, that's how they learn language. We don't teach grammar to small kids. They learn the language what you are speaking just like that. They are sensors, life sensors that are living with us. Please never ever forget that. So this whole competition of where to get your child admitted, look, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Preschools are only eligible to teach fundamental things like ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4, and certain things which you yourself can manage at home. However, because we have to balance out the modern demands of a child and also make our child a little more competent than he naturally is. So sending a child to a preschool close to your house, in a small preschool where perhaps you have just 1 or 2 faculty members who take care of not more than 10 to 15 kids. Actually, preschools should never ever take more than 10 kids. They cannot manage because each and every small child is like a tender flower. And that tender flower has to be taken care of very nicely, very lovingly, because whatever is there and also the teachers, the faculty members have to be trained in a very, very cautious way, because every small thing that we say, that we do, the child is not able to say all these things, but they copy and they paste. Their sensors are much sharper than you and I. We are grown up human beings. We are 95% contaminated by the world than they are. Their contamination level today is just perhaps 2%. Or maybe 5%, because if the child watches television too much or plays with mobile phones too much, then the contamination level of children may be really high. But admitting your child to a preschool, please don't expect that you admit a child to a preschool and after the child comes to a preschool, he or she will be eligible in future to become an engineer. Please stop this group thing. It's extremely dangerous. And parents who live in small towns and cities, please accept the peace and serenity of small towns. Don't try to copy city people. City people very well know what type of lifestyles they are leading, how much stress they are into, what type of lives they are leading in offices, and what type of lives they are leading at homes. They don't even have to clean their own homes. So forget about it that such parents are ever going to give a value system of cleanliness to their children. They don't have time for all of these things, and which is why daycares are functioning very well in bigger cities. It's a booming industry there because both parents work. They don't have time to take care of the child. So that even the duration of daycare and the preschools in bigger cities is very long. It's too long for a very tender kid. And why do you want to send out your kid at 2.5 or 3 years to a bigger school where the child may get affected by language that elder children use, or by the aura of the of all the elder students there in the school? They are still tiny. They need care at home. Why do you want to send out your child and just get rid of the child? 2 years, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours. If your tender child stays away from home and especially near to your house, which may be say within say 1 kilometer or 2 kilometers away from your home area, it's fine. At least you are confirmed that your child is safe. And even if bigger schools tell you that no, we will take care of the child very properly, we have the whole system in place, they cannot. It's a very tricky atmosphere, and it's a marketing strategy, because obviously if it's a trick that everyone is playing in the education industry. And even the parents want to get rid of the child and say that, okay, I have admitted my child, and I will get rid of till 12th standard. So I don't have to look. Why do you not want to do some sort of research, have patience till your child gets a little bigger? Why are you so impatient with your child that you just want to kick out the child and say, okay, we have admitted the child in a bigger school, now we are free till 12th standard? That's not at all the correct way of bringing up children at all. They are your children. You need to take care of them at home properly, with proper values. And tend them, be in touch with the faculty of your preschool if that preschool has a very clear-cut mandate of overall development of your child. The child is always safe, always safe. And given the situation today, where elder kids also, do you even know that even 10th and every 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standard children, they know this very well. College students also know this very well, that even if there are spy cameras in the school where the principals try to view the classes, children are capable enough to turn around the camera and the principal actually never ever comes to know, because they are not gods. Please understand this very clearly. We are bringing up a soul. We cannot play with our children's life like this. Just get rid of them and say, okay, I'm sending my child to a big school because they have more colors, they have more balloons, they have more things. And please understand this, that all the foreign philosophies that even some government agencies claim, Montessori and whatever, they have so many things. So if the child gets bored with one thing, you have another thing in place. If the child gets bored with the second thing, the child moves on to the third thing. This is not the way. This is exactly what is making our minds unstable. And to add to it, even elder people in home, they look at television, they watch television so much that okay, they get bored with one channel, so switch to another channel. You get bored with second channel, you switch to third channel. And then we want our tiny ones to sit, to make the preschool faculty sit at one place. How are they going to do that? Please tell us. Please think about it. You yourself are not able to focus on one channel for a longer period. And you expect your little one, the little one has your genes only. The child is not able to focus on one particular thing, because maybe while the progeny was in your womb, maybe all the family members were watching one channel, second channel, third channel, going around watching movies here and there, going to malls, getting bored with one thing and going on to another thing, and then we are wondering that what is happening to our younger generation. Just like in the article it is rightly said that anxiety and stress starts from a young age. So it is not right now starting from even elementary school. That stress in the child is actually starting from preschool. And all of us, the administration of schools, the government per se, and all the parents who succumb as victims to the entire pressure of the education system, are responsible for our stressed out kids. And have you ever thought that today your child is just 2.5, and the pressure on the child will increase as the child will grow? And today children who are in 6th or 7th, please make a note of it, please note the date, and please note my name if you want to interact with me on this. And please do call me after 5 years if your child is in the 6th standard. And believe me, if you are putting so much stress on the child, by the time the child would reach 11th or 12th or in college, the child will be out of his mind. Either they will say that they are bored with life, or they will go around with friends, they will not listen to you, they will be indisciplined. All of these things come because of stress, because the human mind is made in a way that it takes its time to develop, and each and every child is different. Not all children are born geniuses. Please don't expect your child to be a genius. Have the humility that some children are genius, some children are very intelligent or super intelligent, some children are intelligent, some children are intelligent in their own way, and intelligence has nothing to do, absolutely nothing to do with education. Education per se, the definition is just written in text. Nobody practices the real definition of education. Education today has merely restricted itself to, okay, teach ABCD, the class, the child goes to 5th and 6th, okay, read this, read that, 11, 12, become an engineer, become a doctor, become a banker. Okay, I will give you an example here. This is very interesting. I don't know, in Madhya Pradesh, even engineers are attempting for the bank exam. Why? Why are engineers attempting for bank exams? You are engineers. You please go in your engineering field. Your parents have made you engineers. Ask their parents, why did they make them engineers, and why is the child today attempting a bank exam? Actually, only the commerce students must be attempting bank exams, or people who have an inclination towards mathematics, because banking calls for, basic, fundamental and very good skills in mathematics. So engineering students will eat up even their share. Please try to understand what I am saying. It's not a small scenario. We are connecting these small dots to make a very, very big canvas of confusion in the long run. So first, please be peaceful yourselves. Your child has just come to this planet Earth. It has just been 2.5 years that he has spent his life. Your life is wrecked, or somebody else's life is wrecked. That doesn't mean we will wreck our children's life as well. Please have patience. The Lord unfolds the plan for our children slowly and softly, and please don't fall victim to the marketing strategies of big giants present in the education industry. And most of the bigger names actually focus on children who are theoretically very good, and they gain very 89% or 90% or 95%, giving a big jolt to the confidence of all the students who are average or below average or don't perform well in academics. And such schools are not at all trained to see every child is human resource of nation. And we cannot be playing with our human resource. Each and every soul is so important. Why is each and every soul important? It's not that it's for the prime minister that the soul is important, or for the president of the nation the soul is important. The soul is important because the soul belongs to the Lord, and the Lord is not partial. The Lord wants every soul to flourish in a proper way. And if you don't create an environment, an atmosphere for a soul to flourish in its natural way, and you want to kill the flower right when it's born under stress, then Lord will be partial. Then Lord will have His own judgment, and then you will say that the Lord is partial. Even then the Lord will not be partial, because you yourself would be doing something against the coming up generation that will spoil their whole lives. It's not that they are not intelligent. They are all born intelligent children. But the thing is, the stress and the atmosphere and the competition will first kill the love that is there in them. They will forget to respect their fellow child who is studying in preschool itself. And third, they will see every other child as their competitor, as an enemy, and they will be left with no other friend except internet and the dead matter which they will be dealing with in future. And by the way, to please make a note, technology will not be restricted to just mobile phones or apps or laptops as it is today. Technology will grow way, way further ahead, because some people just don't stop. Just like Samsung doesn't stop. Every month they come up with something, and people fall for it. People fall for it, and they keep changing their mobiles. And the same thing will happen to our children as well if we don't pay attention, if we as elders don't learn how to be patient, and how to take correct decisions, and how not to fall victim, how not to crack under the stress of the society and the international stress, that unnecessary competition and consumerism is giving us. So please think about all these things and then take a decision. It's not that 4,000 rupees books if they give. What are they trying to teach? Are they trying to teach your child even how to write? And please don't stress your little one to write. अरे हमारा बच्चा तो पढ़ता ही नहीं है, लिखता ही नहीं है. अरे कहाँ से लिखेगा? He's not yet 5, and before 5 it is not recommended that a child should be holding a pencil, because their nerves, their fingers, their tips, they're all so subtle and soft that they cannot manage these things. They are so soft. If you give a soft person a hard thing, the person is dead. So please don't do this to your child. Please have mercy on yourself, and please have mercy on your little ones. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.